Hello everyone, TJ the Blind Man here, wanting to talk a little NASCAR and college football tonight. We're going to start out with NASCAR in the Hall of Fame. They inducted 5 more people into it this week. Darrell Waltrip, Cale Yarborough. I figured them 2 would get in. If you go back and watch my video, my top 5 NASCAR drivers of all time, I said you could probably split the 5th place vote between them 2. I still stand by that. The one thing I do wish NASCAR would do for the next 4, 5, 6, 7 years, I'm not sure how many years, but induct 10 drivers into the Hall of Fame. I mean, because you're going to do it all across NASCAR, you have to find some way to get in some of these older people while they're still living, I guess, and so their story can be told. I mean, because it's just not going to be in the Sprint Cup, or as we know it, the Winston Cup. It's going to be for all of NASCAR. And you have to put more drivers in every year to get them in. For one, to get them in while they're still alive so their story can be told properly. And for second of all, it can also give the Hall of Fame more inductions, so it'd be more for the fans when they go to visit, more for the fans to see and look at. So I really think it would work out if they maybe expanded it to 10. Not forever, because maybe even narrow it down to 3 after a while, and then have a veterans committee and let them introduce 2 or 3 every year. I think it's where it's going to go. But I was thinking about it. You got Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson both with the wins up there in championships. They're surefire Hall of Famers. But is there any other driver out there right now that is a surefire Hall of Famer when they retire? Tony Stewart's right there on the edge. But outside of that, is there any more out there you can name? Please comment and let me know. Let's talk a little college football. We've heard for years that the teams in the South was always 30. And there's been a lot of teams in the South busted and had probation because they've been caught cheating in football, basketball. But I think we're finding out over the last year that the other teams outside of the South and the Midwest and in the West have been cheating just as much. You have USC out in the Pac-10 that's dominated that conference for a decade, and now they just had a championship vacated. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think the championship should have been taken back, because you can't take back the memories of them kids that won it. You can't take back the memories of the fans that attended the game, and you can't take away from the fans watching on TV. I mean, the Ashley Simpson bad performance at the Orange Bowl that year is still ringing in my head. There's no way I'm going to ever forget that one. But Ohio State also with Terrell Pryor dominated the Big Ten for the last decade. It seemed like Terrell Pryor's been there most of that decade. And wow, you're going to skip out and leave on your team early, Terrell, when you promised the NCAA you were going to come back and serve your suspension. That worked out great for you, didn't it? But I think we're going to see the NCAA come down hard on Ohio State. And as far as Auburn, everybody keeps pointing out Cam Newton was tainted with that championship. But I've yet to see any evidence come out with Auburn and Cam Newton. I've heard a lot of rumor about there's tapes about his father talking to Mississippi State, but I've still heard nothing that will point the evidence toward Auburn paying Cam Newton or his father. So until there's surefire evidence that Auburn did, I can't believe it. But Terrell Pryor, I mean, the guy was showing up in 6 different cars over 3 years. I mean, this guy didn't have that money in high school when he was playing in Pennsylvania, did he? So how the heck is he going to move to Ohio, play for Ohio State, and all of a sudden just get this money? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. And then his bosses at the used car dealership is going to get on his tickets to go to the bowl game this past year against Arkansas. It was all a fix to get on the play, and I think the NCAA really regrets making that decision to let them guys play in the Sugar Bowl. But anyway, please comment. Let me know what you think about my opinions. If you agree or disagree, tell me what you think about Ohio State, USC, Auburn. And let me know what you think about the NASCAR Hall of Fame. And please tell a friend to watch also. And subscribe to me on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter or like me on Facebook, all at TJ the Blind Man. Thank you.